Hello everyone, I am Gohar Arzuchand. In this video I'll be talking about how did I prepare geography for prelims. Now see, first of all I would like to mention the sources that I referred. See, a lot of people suggest that you should start from 6th class NCERT. Now that is not what I personally did, but I would also recommend you to start from class 6 NCERT because a lot of times what happens is that in the school years or even during our college times, we don't take these subjects very seriously. So that results in that we don't have very good base in these subjects. So to build that base, I would strongly recommend you to start from class 6th NCERT. The new ones are there I think in the market, and take them up to class 12th. Now see, in any case class 11th and 12th you have to read, but if you think that you don't have good base in geography, I would strongly recommend that start from class 6th NCERT. They're like, somebody's telling story to some 7 or 8 years old kid. So they're very easy to understand, and I'm sure that you will not be having any problem in comprehending the standard books after you go through the NCERTs. But I would again recommend that even if you don't start from class 6th, at least the class 9th NCERT is there, I think by the name of Contemporary India Part 1. So that from there you should definitely start your preparation. Okay. So my sources have been class 9th NCERT, that is Contemporary India Part 1, class 10th NCERT, Contemporary India Part 2, then there is class 11th NCERT, Fundamentals of Physical Geography, class 11th NCERT, that is Part 2, that is Indian Physical Environment, and then there is class 12th NCERT, that is Fundamentals of Human Geography. Then there is again class 12th NCERT Part 2, that is India, People and Economy. These were the NCERTs that I referred. So there is this class 9th NCERT, 10th, 11th and 12th, 2 from 11th and 2 from 12th. Then there is one very very important book, that is the Certificate Physical and Human Geography by G.C. Leong, that is by Oxford Publication, Oxford University Press. So that is very very important book, particularly the second portion of that book, which covers the climate aspect of your syllabus. So that is very important. And another thing that you have to keep with you while you are going through these sources is the atlas. So nowadays you will see, particularly in UPSC examination, they are asking map based questions. So that you can do only when you go through the atlas, when you are studying some particular place in your book or even in news. So then an atlas comes very handy, because you can directly refer to atlas and see where this place is and what are the areas bordering that place, any particular feature in that place. So atlas is very important. I think Oxford Atlas is there in the market. I bought the same. There is one Black Swan, I don't remember the name, but it's Black Swan I think. So that's equally good. Now see, these are the sources that I personally referred for. These are actually books. I won't mention them as sources because I have referred a lot of other things, not a lot, but 2 other important things. One is the Raj Tanil ma'am's lectures on Mrunal sir's YouTube channel. Very 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 important. Second is a website called PMF IAS. So that covers almost every topic that is mentioned there in your syllabus, be it your prelims or mains. So these have been my sources. The NCERT is till from 9th till 12th. If you think that you don't have good base in geography, you can start from class 6th. Then the book by G.C. Leong, everybody knows it. Then an atlas, very very important. And then 2 YouTube channels. One is the Raj Tanil ma'am's lectures on Mrunal sir's YouTube channel, and second is the PMF IAS website. I think they have a YouTube channel as well. Now see, I think I'm done with the sources of geography. So see, you have to trust on these sources. A lot of time you will search on different websites online and they will recommend you a lot of other books, like Savinder Singh's book is there, Mahajan Hussein's, but trust me, they're not required in this examination, particularly when you have to study geography for general studies purpose only. Okay. Now if you have your optional as geography, then the purpose of these sources changes. Okay, you have to refer a lot of other standard books, but when it comes to the general studies portion of your syllabus, then you have to refer these sources only. This is what I did, and this is what most of the people do who clear these examinations. Okay, because you have to study a lot of other things. You cannot stick to one particular section and then think about clearing this examination. That's not going to happen. Okay, you have to devote equal time to all other subjects, and equally you have to devote time to geography as well. But you don't have that much time that you study some heavy book for this particular subject, which won't be having a lot of returns. So I would strongly recommend you to trust on these sources and stick to them only. Now after you are done with buying these sources, you can buy them from Amazon, or even if you are comfortable reading online, you can find all the NCERTs and probably these 2-3 books on some online platforms. Okay, so I used to refer one, I think upscpdf.com, I don't remember you can search on Google. So it is one platform that provides you PDF of a lot of different books and a lot of study material of different institutions from Delhi. So you can refer, or there is free UPSC material. This is another website I used to refer, and I used to download things from there. So I have mostly prepared through online mode only. Okay, so I didn't had a lot of physical books with me. Now when you are done with buying these sources, the second thing is to keep the syllabus in front of you and keep the previous year question papers in front of you. Now when it comes to Kashmir Administrative Services examination, I think previous year questions might not help a lot because you have just one batch that has appeared along with the new syllabus, but you can always refer to UPSC previous year question paper. I bought one book by Disha Publications, so they had, I think, UPSC previous year question papers since last, I think, 20 years. So that was very helpful for me. Now after you are done with buying these sources, and then I would recommend you to keep the syllabus and although the syllabus is not very well defined, but then you can always refer that, and the one is the syllabus and the previous year question papers with you. Now when you go through the previous year question papers, you will always find a trend in the questions that are being asked. Okay, now what I mean by trend is that mostly you will see that map based questions are always there, be it the UPSC CSE prelims or the Kashmir Administrative Services prelims. Map based questions are very important. Every now and then a particular country, a particular place is in news, and you are asked to identify the peripheral areas, or you are asked to identify any particular landform that is associated with that place. So map based questions become very important, and they're being asked every now and then. In every other exam you will find out that there are questions based on maps. So you should be covering that, and for that I have already told you that you have to buy an atlas that will come very handy when it comes to preparing the map section. And then the other trend that I have personally found is that a lot of questions are being asked from the climate section of your syllabus. So that is another important area that you have to thoroughly cover. Third is the landforms, different landforms on Earth. So that is another important area which you should be covering. Okay, so now I will mention the list of some important topics that you have to definitely prepare for your examination. The universe, the solar system, origin of Earth and all. Then there are some interiors of Earth, very important. Then formation of Earth's crust, oceans and atmosphere. These are all important topics that you have to refer. And then there are some theories like continental drift theory, seafloor spreading, then endogenetic and exogenetic forces, plate tectonics is there, tsunami, volcanoes, earthquakes. All these disasters you have to cover. They are specifically mentioned in your main syllabus. That makes them important for prelims as well. Okay. Then after that you have the geomorphic processes, then mass movement and the minerals and rocks, very important. Then you have the different landforms on Earth. They are very important. You will find them in NCERTs and also in GC Leong Part 1. Okay, you will find these landforms, so you have to read them. A lot of times these landforms are very difficult to understand and also difficult to retain. So what I used to do was that I used to watch videos on those landforms. Okay, so the visual memory is considered to be very easy to retain. Okay, so you can do that. Then drainage system is also there. You have to read about the tributaries and distributaries of different river systems in India. And apart from that you have the world climate and climate change. So this is particularly covered in the second part of GC Leong's book, that is the tropical monsoon and tropical marine climates, the hot desert and mid latitude desert climate, the warm temperate western margin climate, that is particularly called as Mediterranean climate. So these are some of the important topics that I feel that you should be not neglecting. You should not be neglecting at any cost. And apart from that, map based questions are very important. So they'll be asked in every exam that you are supposed to give now. For map you have to refer the atlas. For example, if you're reading any particular book, any particular newspaper, so if you find any new place, go to map, see that place, see the areas. But nowadays they are asking questions like which area surrounds the Mediterranean Sea. Okay, which are the areas that surround the Black Sea. Okay, so these type of questions you can just go through the previous year question and see the trend, and then accordingly devise your strategy and try to make mnemonics for the particular areas that surround a particular landform. Okay, so that is one easy way that you can remember these things. Secondly, is solve as much MCQs as you can. Okay, so when you as I have earlier mentioned in my other videos, that you can go to go to online platform and buy some test series from there, or even you're finding some questions online on different online platforms, you can do them as well. So this has been my strategy for geography. You read the NCERTs, read the book by J.C. Leong, keep an atlas with you, and after that some of the important topics that I mentioned, you definitely have to read them. You cannot neglect them at any cost. And if you're not able to understand things, then watch some YouTube video on that particular, or Google that particular topic and read some article on that. This is what I personally used to do. For example, a lot of new topics are there, like the La Nina is there, El Nino is there. For a naive one, it becomes difficult to understand these things. For them, I would suggest you to go to the YouTube videos first. Even if you're not able to understand from there, then Google the topic and you will see a lot of links will pop up, and you can go through some of them, and I'm sure that you will be able to understand these topics. They have made these topics very lucid to understand. And after that, I think then the strategy has been that solve as many MCQs as you can. That's probably the biggest and the most important strategy that anybody can share with you, is that solve as many MCQs as you can. You will get a lot of tricks. You will develop a lot of tricks to actually solve the questions that you will be having very little idea about. So this has been my strategy regarding geography. Read NCERTs, read the J.C. Leong's book. If you're not able to understand, watch some YouTube video. Go to Google, search that particular topic and read some of the articles that pop up. And after you're done with these things, then solve as many MCQs as you can. You can buy any test series, join any test series in the coaching institute that you are comfortable with, and then refer to the atlas. That's very, very important. And you will see a lot of math-based questions are being asked, and atlas is the only thing that will help you in those. And then I have mentioned the two YouTube channels. One is the Raj Tanil Ma'am's lectures, and second is the PMF IES, that is website actually, but I think they do have a YouTube channel as well. So that has been all about my geography strategy. So I'll see you in the next video. Till then, bye bye.